As the crackdown on China continues, North Carolina Republican Congressman Robert Pittenger is pushing for a new national security law to shield U.S. tech from China. Oh, sir, thanks for joining us. We saw a move that didn't get a lot of publicity that bars one of China's largest electronics manufacturers from selling products to the U.S. government. And yet, by the same token, we saw where Foxconn, their large manufacturing giant in China, also announcing an acquisition of a router maker almost the same day, Belkin. So we're getting mixed messages here. Should we be afraid of Chinese technology companies, or should we welcome them and their money with open arms?
Well, the Chinese have been on an aggressive pursuit of trying to acquire our very sophisticated military technology. Since 2015, they've acquired over 43 semiconductor companies, 20 of which have been in the United States. These are supply chain to our military. We must make sure that this information, this technology remains proprietary and remains superiority. President Xi has made it clear in his own statements of China becoming superior in technology. This is an area that we must protect further, and that's why Senator Cornyn and I have a bill to strengthen CFIUS and would enable us to give greater oversight to the interest of the Chinese to acquire these types of companies.
Explain to the audience then, because we know there was a major merger blocked. It was actually a Korean company, but CFIUS had the same sort of national security concerns. What would be different about this new muscle that they would have, and how broad, what would the breadth of coverage be?
Yes, sir. Well, the Chinese have been able to exploit loopholes in our laws that allowed them to create partnerships, joint ventures with American companies, and circumvent acquiring a company but only buying a portion of it, a minority position. And that gave them access to intellectual property and the interest of theirs to acquire this military technology. And this has to be stopped. The Chinese have been very aggressive. Since 2010, they've significantly increased their investments in the U.S., about $4 billion worth of investments in 2010. 2016 is about $46 billion. So we must be wary of their objectives. Right. And the interest that we have in CFIUS is to make sure that our laws are sufficient and adequate to make sure that we have oversight and we can prevent these types of acquisitions.
You know, it's interesting because a lot of the conservative orthodoxy and some of your conservative economists would say it's a great thing. You know, we send China a lot of our money, and then they send it back in the form of investments, and they end up owning things like the Waldorf Astoria. That's actually good for Americans. It's promoted as a form of capitalism. But you think that maybe we should be smarter about this?
Yes, sir. I mean, I've got the largest hog processing plant in the world in my district, Bladen County, North Carolina. Smithfield, owned by the Chinese, employs about 5,000 people. About 35,000 hogs are processed every single day. This is a good thing. We have textile companies in the area owned by Chinese. This bill is laser focused on preventing the Chinese from acquiring our military-related technology. This is a national security issue. This is not a trade issue or an export issue with China. But we must make sure that we maintain our superior technology. Secretary Mattis, of course, President Trump, Secretary Mnuchin, Attorney General Sessions, they're all supportive of this bill, as well as the chairs of the intelligence committees in the House and Senate. It's bipartisan. Right. Senator Feinstein is supportive of it. Mr. Heck in the House, a Democrat, also on the committee as a sponsor. So we must be in full recognition that the Chinese have been very assertive and aggressive in their interest. And protecting our national security is number one.
And it's great that it's laser focused, but we also know a lot of technology that's used in the private sector can also have military applications. You know, I'm just thinking last week, on Thursday, I think, we had a Chinese company ring the opening bell on the New York Stock Exchange and on the NASDAQ. You know, so, and technology companies, now I don't know, you know, their technologies could ultimately be applied to military use, but we do know often that is the case.
That's the point of it. Dual-use technologies that start with the conventional use and then have military applications. So, yes, we are concerned about those startup companies, silicon companies that the Chinese would come and take an interest in. And all this would be part of the purview and oversight of CFIUS.
Representative Pittenger, thank you very much. Always appreciate having you on. You're always taking some bold steps and shaking up things down there, and we appreciate that. Thank you.
Needs to be done. Thank you, sir.